So when you hear me speak and the things I say, I'm speaking to my people.
If you ask me, I'll tell you what is wrong with the world. We're being desensitized from the things we should feel. Living our lives in these times while we suffer inside, and we can't see the problems cause the masses are blind. Let's try and find a solution. We're not helping ourselves. We're walking around unattached and disconnected from self. Too comfortable and too scared. That's why we never rebel. That's why we catch me writing rhymes and trying to balance the scales. Put car on the roads. It seems like dawn of the dead. Zombies, robots, lemons being misled. It's like we're sheep to the slaughterhouse on the conveyor belt, about to self-destruct cause we're under a spell. We search for purpose but nothing ever surfaces. We need to be accountable cause we're deserving this. Alarm bells are ringing but it's like you refuse to wake up. Subconsciously you're hitting on the snooze. It's just another day in this world while we're living under the spell. When you travel through realms, just make sure you prevail. Elevate for yourself. You need to stop sleepwalking. We're blinded by the rubbish and glamorized materials. Imperialism has got us fearing rules. I'm tired of these rappers rapping about their cars and jewels. If you take a step back, they will define buffoons. The saddest thing is that they're in the minds of all the children. They keep our money motivated and that's how they kill them. But do we care? No. Young money's here. That's why I aim this 2 inches above your earlobe, so we can all start pulling in the same direction. Cause it seems to me like we've lost that connection. Man, you've sold your soul, so you show no affection. Get to know yourself and love your reflection. It's like your brain's a phone and you got no reception. Arm your mind with knowledge, use it as a weapon. Alarm bells are ringing, but it's like you refuse to wake up. Subconsciously you're hitting on the snooze. It's just another day in this world while we're living under the spell. When you travel through realms, just make sure you prevail. Elevate for yourself. You need to stop sleepwalking.
There had to be some accountability. You have to have some self-account. You have to think for yourself. What am I going to do that's right for me, man? When am I going to take ownership for what I do to me and my people?
What's up, everybody? Back with another video on this Saturday, fresh off the solstice. Beautiful moon last night. Man, that was beautiful moon, and the universe wanted me to get stuck out on the water. I got stuck. We were stuck out on the water till the moon came up, so it was beautiful. You know, it was good. Andy Sins. Yeah, it definitely is, man. I'm out here on the streets of Australia, homeless, but past life with chairs. All right, that's what's up, man. What you mean homeless, you know? But you know, I appreciate you always, you know what I mean? But yeah. But shout out to you. It is a lot of energy, and like I've been saying, after the solstice, they're gonna ramp it up. These motherfuckers didn't even wait till after the solstice. Like they doing the shit during the fucking solstice and the full moon. Ain't that shit wild? These motherfuckers ain't playing, man. People think it's a game. But all right, give me 1 second. I gotta run and grab some juice. So give me 1 second.
So when you hear me speak and the things I say, I'm speaking to my people.
If you ask me, I'll tell you what is wrong with the world. We're being desensitized from the things we should feel. Living our lives in these times while we suffer inside, and we can't see the problems cause the masses are blind. Let's try and find a solution. We're not helping ourselves. We're walking around unattached and disconnected from self. Too comfortable and too scared. That's why we never rebel. That's why we catch me writing rhymes and trying to balance the scales. Put car on the roads. It seems like dawn of the dead. Zombies, robots, lemons being misled. It's like we're sheep to the slaughterhouse on the conveyor belt, about to self-destruct cause we're under a spell. We search for purpose but nothing ever surfaces. We need to be accountable cause we're deserving this. Alarm bells are ringing but it's like you refuse to wake up. Subconsciously you're hitting on the snooze. It's just another day in this world while we're living under the spell. When you travel through realms, just make sure you prevail. Elevate for yourself. You need to stop sleepwalking. We're blinded by the rubbish and glamorized materials. Imperialism has got us fearing rules. I'm tired of these rappers rapping about their cars and jewels. If you take a step back, they would define buffoons. The saddest thing is that they're in the minds of all the children. They keep our money motivated and that's how they kill them. But do we care? No. Young money's here. That's why our aim is 2 inches above your earlobe, so we can all start pulling in the same direction. Cause it seems to me like we've lost that connection. Man, you've sold your soul, so you show no affection. Get to know yourself and love your reflection. It's like your brain's a phone and you got no reception. Arm your mind with knowledge, use it as a weapon. Alarm bells are ringing, but it's like you refuse to wake up. Subconsciously you're hitting on the snooze. It's just another day in this world while we're living under the spell. When you travel through realms, just make sure you prevail. Elevate for yourself. You need to stop sleepwalking.
There has to be some accountability. You have to have some self-account. You have to say for yourself, what am I going to do that's right for me, man? When am I going to take ownership for what I do to me and my people?
All right, y'all, I'm back. Sorry about that. But yeah, so I told, a lot of us do know the significance of, what these people do, and just got to know that they was going to embrace this energy and use it against us. And, it's going to get, things are going to start to increase, and they didn't waste no time. I mean, yesterday, you had a fake gun bill, right? And then you had a possibly, you know what it is. Same shit we see all the time. I mean, it's unbelievable when you go watch it. I swear they had 2 young black girls they interviewed, and I'm like, I don't know what this is. I mean, I don't know what this. I mean, it did kind of look like some AI shit. It just looked really suspect to me. And I mean, it's the same old the same shit. Wouldn't be surprised if the shooter is a conspiracy theorist, an Alex Jones sympathizer, or Trump connected to some shit like that. We already know whatever it does. That's old. That's old truthing. Like, that's garbage. Got to look at what they're simply trying to do. All right, they're trying to manipulate your energy, manipulate your mind, manipulate the other people to be against the weapons, right? Against guns, and they want the other people to think that they're coming to take them again. You know what I mean? I mean, they play in both sides at the same time for the same exact agenda and outcome. There's no difference. So they really, emphasized the firearms, right? Crazy. And, what was the one? It was domestic violence. Well, domestic violence pretty much happens with man and woman. I mean, it just is what it is. That's how they put it on paper, you know. But it is, you know, other people, family members, you know, different genders and all that other shit now. But domestic violence is man and woman, you know. And usually those domestic violence shit that happens between the other same type of people, like man, woman, all that other crazy shit, they ain't really toting no gun. So you know what I mean, man and woman. And the sun yesterday at its fullest, and the moon at its fullest, which is feminine and masculine. So I mean, you can look at this many different ways, but it's all energy. You know, and they did it yesterday. I'm not like, whoa. I'm like, wow. And it was interesting, okay? The reason why the shooting, I don't care nothing about it. The only thing that interests me is what the fuck was that? That's the only thing that interests my interest. Like, where was that? I'm like, wow, how ironic place. This is, you know, this used to be Choctaw Cherokee territory. Still is. But, you know, it's been stolen and hijacked. You know, Fordyce is, I mean, Fordyce is, what you call it? Fordyce, Arkansas. Shit, I'm driving straight through the fucking jazz festival. But Fordyce, Arkansas is, you know, right in Choctaw, Cherokee, you know, real dark-skinned, what y'all call, and a lot of people call black people, you know, that's their homelands. And that little town and city, you know, Fordyce, that shit was owned before, that land was owned by a brother back in the freaking, you know, 1800s, right? I think it was around 1860 or whatever. I've done research on this shit before, you know, studying all that shit. And I came across this actual town because it was bought. It's crazy, guys, because they done ran. This is how I know. This is where, you know, this is no like jabs or anything. It just is what it is. This is why, what separates me from the numbers people, right? I don't need numbers to figure out and how this shit links together. When I saw that, I'm like, oh, you know, how do I know it's a psychological operation? Well, of course, all the little stuff that, you know, the truthers know, but I look at it like, damn, they don't went way deep on this because they picked the place, okay? Is it a psychological operation? Most likely, probably, yes, absolutely, without a doubt, 100%. You know, did it really happen? I'm sure it really happened, you know, but a psychological operation for sure. How they did it, we'll never know, you know. But to know, right, that this land was owned by a brother, right, named Bynum Colbert, right? It was a black guy named Bynum Colbert, right? But this is the interesting part about this black guy. They were running psyops back in the 1860s, man. 1850s, 1865 or some shit it was. Like, I researched this long ago. Like, this motherfucker was a psyop, man, in this same area. I'm like, yo, no, they didn't pull this shit out. That's what caught my interest on that one. I'm like, holy shit. But I was like, you know what? I didn't want to, you know, I wanted to soak the energy in. Yes, I don't want to focus on none of this shit because I give my energy to it. Well, guess what? I'm still doing what they want me to do, giving energy to the little gun shit. So I'll wait to this day, and I'm not talking about the gun shit. I don't care about the gun shit. Only slave mentality beings buy that gun shit that they're talking. I ain't got no slave mentality. You never hear me talk about worried about anything to do with a gun. Have you guys ever heard? You know I'm for whatever amendments they got out there for guns. You know we all got protection, you know. You know that. But I don't come on here worried about these motherfuckers taking my guns. That don't apply to me because I don't have a slave mentality. I don't have that slave mentality. Sorry, I just don't got it. You know, that shit don't apply to me. That shit is just irrelevant. Just like when I got a false restraining order. That shit didn't apply to me. I didn't go. I didn't show up. I didn't participate in the fucking shit at all. And to let a judge honor that after 2 years and say he didn't show up. She let them know, the highest judge in the family court let them know it's irrelevant because he didn't even show up. That's the name of the game, y'all. Y'all play the game. Y'all are the slaves, man. Y'all put yourselves in that game. I don't play that game. Okay. You went, somebody goes down and puts a restraining order on you. They're ordering, it's an order, man. They're creating something. I ain't going to participate. I ain't assault nobody. I didn't injure nobody. I didn't harass anybody. I didn't strike, kick, punch, threaten nobody. I didn't do nothing. How the fuck does that apply to me? It don't apply. If you ain't do shit, that shit don't apply to you. Nothing. This is where what they trying to feed into your minds is, they're gonna take and ban guns and shit. Well, because y'all motherfuckers, people don't know the law. People don't understand what the fuck's going on. People don't understand what positions they're in. People don't even understand this matrix trying to crack other matrices, trying to crack codes in the other shit. Come on, man. Doesn't even make any fucking sense. Don't even make any sense. Shit does not apply to you and me. If you let it apply to you, then hey, that's you. If you're out there doing crimes and doing all that shit, you got to pay for it. That's it. You don't even need a government to tell you that. Your own conscience know, damn, I gotta reap what I sow. I did that. I gotta, that's fucking a part of human nature. Yeah, it's been lost in motherfuckers. There's motherfuckers out there do shit, don't give a fuck about nobody. I ain't talking about that. But if you want to play the game, that's how they're gonna do you. So back into what I said, how about this is such a huge psychological operation? I'm like, whoa. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, in this area, and I know about Fordyce, Arkansas. The little history on Fordyce, Arkansas, right? It was owned by a black man named Bynum Colbert, right? I mean, not Bynum Colbert. I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Okay. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. It was Henry Atkinson, right? It was Henry Atkinson who he was the guy who owned the land, right? I got a little ahead of myself. That other guy comes in later. I'm just letting you know how this psyop runs. So you can look up Henry Atkinson, right? This motherfucker was they call him an African American, right? But he's the one who sold the land to Dr. Eldron Sidney Holderness, what weird ass name that is, right? For $118. This motherfucker sold that land. He was African American. Now think about this. Back in the 1870s, right? It was owned by an African American, which that term didn't even exist then. So that's false. That's bullshit. But I'm just giving it to you how they portray this shit, right? Henry Atkinson, right? An African American now, which that term did not exist back then. So what the fuck was he called? Well, he was actually called a freedman. He was a freedman. And he was like, damn, well, how the fuck he own land? He did. They was running a psyop back then, man. Bryce Colbert, right? This motherfucker and him, these motherfuckers were slaves that were freed and picked to dupe Indians, which is his same own people, right? Same people. Remember, the language of these nations was not fucking English, man. The language of these lands, it wasn't English, y'all. It just wasn't English. That came later. They had a native tongue, okay? So this shit went on for years. And how the fuck the motherfucker, he sold the land for $118, right? How did he get the land? How did Henry Atkins, an African American, which was a black man, which actually was a freedman, get the motherfucking land to even sell it to the Europeans? Think about this shit, man. Think about it. I told y'all everything is contracts. Fuck what y'all heard. Everything is contract. Choctaw, Cherokee Nation, they had their own fucking confederacies, guys, which is a constitution, which is derived how the United States Constitution was derived, right? And there was African Americans or black mans involved with that process too. Why? To make it look like, oh, you know, this is for y'all motherfuckers too. After all the war, murder, rape, pillaging, and all that other shit. This is what they don't tell you. All this shit is documented, man. It's not mainstream, but it's all documented. So when I saw this story, I'm like, damn, this is how I know what they're running. Because they used Henry Atkinson's to be a psyop for the natives, like, oh, these Europeans are okay, you know? Okay. They acquired a land through contracts. He's the actual Indian. He's the actual nation member, right? Nation. But through all this turmoil and stuff, he becomes a freeman in colonialism, colonial law. And then this motherfucker dupes his own people into selling that shit and giving that shit up to the motherfucking Europeans. This shit happens a lot. Ain't that shit wild? And the motherfucker Bryce Colbert, this motherfucker, he went to go fight, right? But he was also doing the same thing, and he actually got put in the penitentiary. He had accomplished a lot of cases, right? He did a lot of cases. Well, what he did was he did a lot of land grabs for these motherfuckers. But then guess what they did to him, because it's a psyop, man. This is how these democratics work. They put his ass in the penitentiary. They're like, bitch, what you thought? They're like, what you thought? You thought you was really doing something for your people? No, bitch, you were doing that shit for us. Get your ass in jail for fraud. Ain't that shit crazy? Y'all could go look this shit up. I ain't got time to make a video about this shit. But that's what I found interesting about Fordyce, Arkansas, which is Choctaw, Cherokee territory that stretches into Tennessee, Oklahoma, all that shit. So, you know, people don't want to hear about that. They want to hear about how, you know, oh, they're coming to take our guns. Man, stop it, guys. They're not coming to take your fucking guns. It don't work like that. I told y'all. If you got a slave mentality, yeah, they're going to come take your fucking guns. Don't have a slave mentality. That's my advice to you. It's that easy. They ain't coming to take shit because they can't, right? Until they go full out tyranny. And they're going to go there, all right? They're going to go there under a national emergency or an EAU or not martial law. They will not do martial law. Get that shit out of your head. That was truth or nonsense. They know they cannot do no fucking martial law. No way, shape, and form could they implement a martial law, because it leaves a double edge, bitch. If the law is suspended, then it's all suspended for you too, motherfucker. That's why they will never do that. So again, what's good, Daniel, Amico, Kimmy, Andy? What's good, man? Truth Master Dre, Rap Samples. Shout out to all you guys. I just want to come up here and just, you know, push back on that energy that they pushing out here, and shit like that. Hold on one second. And you know, push back on that energy, and you know, don't fall for it. Don't be alarmed. The shit, all this gun shit. No, guys, come on, man. Gotta think. You know, they need to just manipulate enough people that they can start really actually making it very difficult. You know, it doesn't apply. That's why I said people misconstrue what I say when I say, look, we need to go back while we still got time. This is what we should have been doing. But are we over the hill? Man, we long over the shit. You know, I'm just saying what we should have did. And one of the things we should have did, instead of getting caught in the CIA mind control, you know, truthing shit and fake spiritual awakening, is we should have been, you know, learning what the fuck they've done to us. When we woke up and realized that, oh shit, they did this to me. Oh shit, they made me a slave. Oh shit, they're fucking trying to poison us. Oh shit, they got all this shit. Oh my God, the birth certificate, all this shit. Well, guess what? We should have started. They did all that by understanding the law process. And you could look what they've done and go back to see how they got us. And then taught ourselves, learned this shit, and then 15, between 15 years ago to now, we would have made a headway in a lot of projects. They wouldn't have been able to do pretty much nothing because we would understand their legal process and be like, nope, it goes against what y'all supposed to be doing. You're going to violate our rights because you're going to break what you guys got to abide by, which is that Constitution, you know? Thanks, Andy. Yeah, right. I really enjoyed your streams the last days. Extra more than usual. Chatting with Y has been great. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. And I know he appreciates it as well. And again, like I said, we just shoot from the heart, man. That's all we ever did. Shoot from the heart. Yeah, of course. The people with the biggest hearts get their hearts broken the most. That's just how it is. It just is what it is. You know, you get your heart shattered. You know what I mean? Why? Because when your heart's shattered, guess what? You got more pieces of it to give. You know, when your heart breaks, it breaks into pieces. So you got more pieces to give. Motherfuckers that are cold, don't care about nobody, they ain't never been heartbroken. They're self-centered, egotistical, always worry about themselves. We all know people like that in our life. Y'all know, I know. Your family members are like that. There's people around you like that, you know, because they ain't never been hurt. But if you look at yourself, you've been through shit. You've been hurt over and over. Well, how do you break that hurt? Well, you just start to love. Fuck it. Or that once you just start to love the hurt, they can't hurt you no more. It's as simple as that, man. You know? It's as simple as that. You know? And people can't, and then people with the cold heart can't stand that you're like that and they hate you even more. You know? I help people out all the time, man. There's people that I know that they just don't like me because I help, you know, people out. You know? I can help somebody just simple as, you know, I'll go, you know, help them fix their car or something, or do something for them. And then the other motherfucker can't stand me for that. I'm like, why do you don't like me? They don't like you. Like, why? I ain't never did anything to them. Well, because I help, you know, because somebody could always call me. Somebody could always contact me and be like, yo, man, you know. So people hate that. And I got another friend who does the same thing. He's not awake or anything, but he always helps people. And guess what? They always hate on him. But guess what? When they need something, he's the first one to call. Ain't that crazy? The same people that hate you will be the first one they call. You know? It's crazy, man. That's truly crazy. You know? So, yeah, so that was interesting about this whole shit that they did yesterday. A lot of energy, man. And again, they try to bring forth, push out, and entrap and embody a whole lot of energy. And I believe in that place where they picked, that was the true reason. Because this goes back to the, the takeover of the, you know, when they've done what they've done. It's crazy. I mean, you go look this stuff up, man. It's crazy, man. I mean, I saw that, I'm like, wow, in Fordyce, Arkansas. I'm like, ain't that fucking crazy? You know, and I don't know if Samuel Wesley Fordyce was connected to the Fordyce family, you know, back in the 1600s and shit. I don't know, but it's a strong possibility he could have been. I don't know. That's just speculation, but he's got the Fordyce last name, and you know, it is what it is. I mean, this motherfucker was, you know, I mean, they were bankers, industrialists, so I would just assume, but I can't be 100% that he was a part of the Fordyce family, you know. But that was just real interesting, man. It really was. That's what I got out of it, you know. That's what I got out of it. And fuck the gun shit. The shit just the same old shit that we've seen, you know, all the time. So yeah. And the Fordyce family, guys, you know, that comes from you know, they had in their coat of arms, they had the three-horned bull, you know, three horns. So I'm just saying, I mean, I don't know, but I mean, it's they, you know, they come from back, you know, back into Scotland. We all know where the owners at. So it only fit that these motherfuckers, well, that's their family. You know what I mean? The Fordyce family. Because you always got to look at where names are powerful. You know, look at where names come from. You know, how the fuck he sold it? How the fuck did an African American, right? It's like about how the Bible is interpreted, right? Same shit, right? You can't come like when you become like knowledgeable of things, you can't come tell me some shit and then I know, like in the Bible, they have shit they talk about like animals, and ain't even them animals don't even exist, never have in those fucking areas. So what fucking area is y'all really talking about? Because them animals weren't even there, motherfucker. Like, how stupid do y'all think we are? So when you see a post where, you know, Fordyce, you know, it was bought from an African American man, you know, from an African American man named fucking Henry Atkinson, and sold it to somebody for $118 fucking dollars. When you can't tell me that because I know what was going on back then. Plus, there was no African American term. So what the fuck was he? A freedman. Well, what is a freedman? Well, now you start getting back into the natives, right? Getting to the nations. Well, how did he get there? Well, he's a freedman. You got to understand how that process went. And those freedmen were used, and you know they were brought up to the European. They were used to trick more nations into, you know, oh, we're friends, we can build and prosper and this and A, B, C, and D, and then steal the motherfucking land. Ain't that crazy? How the fuck? I mean, think about it. And it was a psyop because it was the same people that look like the same people. Because how you gonna have a totally different race? Think about this. This has been done. People can go research all this. How are you gonna have the same? And this is nothing to do with racial. It just is what it is. This is the truth. This is what happened. You know, you can't have someone that doesn't look anything like you coming to tell you nothing about anything, because no, they didn't work like that. That's why there was killing going on, maiming, and all this other shit. And then you needed people to smooth it out and say, look, you know, look like this and look like that. Nah, this motherfucker psyoped that shit and then sold it. And then he became it fucking enslaved and shit. Ain't that crazy? That shit's wild, man. That shit's wild. So interesting stuff. But man, these people, they're gonna ramp it up, guys. They are gonna ramp this shit up now because it's a dissension now. They're gonna ramp this shit up, shove it down our throats. So much things they're gonna throw at the wall, you know. But yeah, man, something we should have definitely learned, man. Because then it wouldn't be no conversation about this, them talking about a domestic, you know, a president did, you know, gun law passes that don't apply to any fucking body, right? Even the dude that's doing the shit, they're not gonna come take. Have you ever seen anybody in jail for not turning in firearms yet? No, you haven't. You're not gonna see anybody going to jail because they haven't turned their firearms in. That shit is fucking voluntary on every level. I don't give a fuck what you call yourself, a citizen, a person, a corporate. I don't give a fuck what it is. Nobody's telling you if you don't turn them in, you're going to jail. Now, if there's a contract laying there because a motherfucker's stupid enough to say, yeah, I'm going to turn them in, and you sign it, bitch, then you're going to jail because you said you would do it and you didn't do it. Bitch, you got to go to jail. Contracts. But if you didn't do anything, you didn't sign anything, nothing happened, that shit is all voluntary, man. People got to understand how this matrix works. And the only thing that it does is it sets it up for not if somebody already has a firearm and okay, take this as a husband and wife. He's a gun-toting motherfucking, you know, Johnny Gun Joe Blow, and he smacks the shit out of his wife, right? Or a girlfriend or whatever the fuck. Cops get called. He gets a domestic violence charge. They go to court. They tell him, look, you can't, you know, you got to turn in your firearms. You can't possess it. He ain't got to answer to that. What the fuck you mean? What, you got to turn in your firearms? They'll tell you. They do that already now here in New York State. You don't got to turn in your firearms. And they want to use this case to say, oh, you got to turn them in. That's not what this case says. What it is for the motherfucker Susie and Bob, who Bob, right now, he ain't got no firearms. But he done smacked the shit out of Susie. Okay, they go through the whole domestic shit, blah, blah, blah. Now this motherfucker, while this order is in play, he got a domestic order. Now this, and most of this shit gets quished anyways in court, right? Most of it gets quished anyway. So so again, most domestic shit gets quished through mediation and all that other shit, and they work it out, whatever. Now assault, that's a totally different thing. There's already things in place for assault, so it is what it is. But a domestic shit, right? Like I said, this is for if Susie and fucking Bob, right? He don't have any firearms yet. Smacks the shit out of Susie. They break up. Now he's got a restraining order. And then a year later, they say he's got a 2-year whatever the fuck order, right? And then he goes and tries to get a firearm. That's when he's going to be denied. That's what y'all motherfuckers people don't know and understand. They're just like, oh my God, oh my God. No, that's when he's going to be denied because he has a history of domestic abuse. Now he's being denied. Now, when that order is over, they're not telling you that the order is no longer valid in effect. Yeah, you go get your fucking firearm now. It's a case by case, individual by individual basis, right? That's what they're not trying to tell you. That's how the law works. It's an individual based, just like it says, individual with liberty and justice for fucking all. That means all. That means all. That means motherfuckers who did some crimes and shit like that. And it's just like people don't understand. You could go get if motherfuckers got felonies and go get felonies removed because you done the time, you got the charge, you could go get your felony removed. There's people been doing it, getting deleted off YouTube for years that show you the process on going to do it. Clear your fucking name off. You did the time, it's done, it's over. Just like probation. Motherfuckers don't realize when they get probation, they signed up for the probation. How the fuck you go to jail, get out, and then you got to go on probation to a secondary agency because you signed up and agreed to it. It's people that know how to get off probation. Bitch, what do you mean? What the fuck is a probation? Well, because you agreed to this in your terms and all that other shit. But you can get that off. You already did the time. Because again, this shit all has to do with the system treats you like a fucking corporation. Treat you just like a fucking corporation. That's it. The government cannot deal with real people. Just can't. Simple as that. It's as simple as that. Government can't deal with real people. They can only deal with fictitious entities and corporations. Right? They tell you that you're not a fucking, you're not a living, breathing fucking human when you're with these people. They just can't. That's why they put you on paper. And then you believe that's me. Oh, I believe that's you. You believe that's you, and that's you. No, that's not you. That's what you created. How the fuck is that me? I didn't create that. God created me. You created this. That's how this shit works, man. And don't have no slave mentality. The shit won't apply to you. What's right is right. What's wrong is wrong. It's that simple. You do wrongs, hey, you got to get it fixed. You got to correct it. You do rights, hey, you're doing good. So yeah, man, they really try to push this energy because again, it's a spiritual thing. It's trying to make people believe in this, believe in that, and believe they got to do this. And then you'll have people like, I don't even want to get a gun. I don't want to go through this stuff. That's what they're doing, guys. That's what the fuck they're doing. That's what they're doing. So it's crazy, man. So yeah, man, shout out to all you guys. don't fall for the okie doke. Because oh man, I think I might have forgot my. Oh no, I got it. Oh, I forgot my. Don't fall for the okie doke. Like I said, where we went wrong with the truth community is not learning what the real truth was, and that was how we were enslaved. We wanted to expose the Illuminati, we wanted to expose 9/11, we wanted to expose all these different things, but not wanting to expose the motherfuckers who created the system we lived in on how they did it and how it affects us every day and how they're able to do what the fuck to do, how they're able to do this gun shit. Because we don't know. We just think, oh my God, they're doing this, doing it, because bitch, y'all not saying nothing and you believe it. Don't believe it. Like I said, I was in the process of breaking down what they tell me in New York State I gotta have for a fucking firearm, to carry, conceal and carry. It's shit. I went through, I'd be so busy, but I went through 3 documents because I'm in something, I get into it. So I went through 3 documents and none of those apply at all. I would love to do a video and sit there and go through each form and show you how it does not apply to you guys. And you just got to challenge them. You got to challenge and say, look, how does this apply to me? And, you go to the bottom and then you just go all the way to the top. And then they'll tell you, what? It doesn't apply to you. Well, that form is voluntary. Well, it's part of the process. No, it's really not part of the process. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Show y'all just an example of what I'm talking about. Let me see. Is this it right here? It is. No, that's 4 pages. I want the entire package. Let's hold on, let me see. I gotta put Monroe County. Okay. Let me see. And then this is the thing. Just read this is what it says here in my county. Monroe County, New York, right? Okay, that's a corporation. Monroe County, New York, all right? The county of Monroe, which is the county of Mo, is a corporation, right? Which the city of Rochester is another corporation that is inside of the county of Monroe, okay? So right there, you're dealing with corporations, right? So now you got to apply for a pistol permit. So you're applying for a permit in Monroe County, okay? What you're doing is you're becoming a part of Monroe County because you're applying to get permission for some shit that you already got permission for. What the fuck sense does that shit make, right? What does that make? It says, okay, 1 person per appointment, where Division of Criminal Justice Services and New York State Police have developed FAQs, right? Regarding recent changes in New York State firearm laws that take effect Thursday, September 1st, 2022. Please be advised that starting September 1st, 2020, new requirements, applications for concealed carry shall take effect, right? Okay. So now those will take effect, right? And people who got one, well, they don't got to go through this, right? You see how they put layers on top of layers on top of layers, all right? And it says you may apply for a pistol permit. See how it says may? See, a person like me reads may. Okay, I ain't even got to do that shit, right? I don't have to really do that. So how do I go about really doing it? Well, just like if a Freemason was to get a pistol permit, they don't got to go through none of this shit. See, how do I know that? Well, because I know people. I know people that found out, like, damn, they were telling me all this shit and I didn't realize they were Mason. A neighbor I had before where I used to live, I actually grew up around the motherfucker. Didn't know until I saw his plate one day. And we had a long conversation about this stuff. And, he was like, yo, shit, pistol permit shit ain't nothing. I could sign. I can vouch for you. Nothing, easy. Cool brother, cool dude. I mean, I was like, this motherfucker might be. I always thought he was a gangster, but now it makes sense. I'm like, this motherfucker might have been, he might have been the cleaner or some shit. I don't know. But he was always a cool ass dude, I'm like, this motherfucker, he was a truck driver, but then he retired. But then, you know, they were neighbors. They were real cool as fuck. But then he would be gone. He's like, yeah, I'm about to go out of town for a bit. And that's all he'd say. He'd be gone for like 2-3 weeks and come back. And I'm like, man, you know, his kids, his son is a rapper, his son cool as a bitch. And it's like, yo, what the fuck this motherfucker be doing? You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't know what the fuck he be doing. But this cool ass dude got packed gun. I mean, this motherfucker got a belt gun, ankle gun. You know, this motherfucker's always gunned the fuck down, you know? But anyways, when you read you may apply, think about that. May apply. For a pistol permit if you are a resident of Monroe County. Those who have not been a resident at least 3 consecutive years will be asked to provide additional references. Under New York state law, you must be 21 years of age to be issued a pistol permit and to purchase a pistol. You see what they just said? Under New York state law. Right? So wait a minute. New York state law, I'm applying through my county. You know, I'm in the city of Rochester. What the fuck's going on here? You know? That's what I'm looking at. You know? You are not required to buy or own a firearm at the time of the application, and your permit will not expire even if you never place a firearm on it. You are not required to buy or own a firearm at the time of the application, and your permit will not expire even if you never place a firearm on it. So wait, I got to take a physical firearm and sit it on the piece of paper? Let's read it like it's Three Stooges, some stupid shit. So I got to take a firearm and place it on a piece of paper. No, it sounds that stupid, but that's what they're telling you got to do. You got to take a firearm, and then you got to place that firearm on the piece of paper. Now, again, it's all connected up to, you know, you go purchase a firearm in the store because the stores are corporations, so they got to follow the rules. But what about acquiring a firearm just from a friend? Oh, that's illegal. That's illegal. How? You didn't steal it. You mean that transaction, you know? And there is so many layers on that, guys, that'll blow your fucking mind when you start looking at case law on that. Well, I purchased it for you. I got a receipt. I got it from you. You're a gun holder, gun license. I ain't got one yet. So now I'm illegal. Why? I didn't do anything illegal. Well, because you didn't get a gun permit. So you're going to catch a gun charge. Like, wait a minute. What the fuck's going on here? Well, that's when you got to understand the difference between slave mentality and a fucking free man mentality. Big difference. But I'm going to keep reading, right? But you think about that. Even if you never place a firearm on it. So I mean, you listen to this stuff, man. So it says, choose the appropriate form based on where you live and print a double-sided application. New York State requires the application to be double-sided. Complete packets are also available at our office. Now, they want these bitches to be double-sided. If you look at this is a jewel for y'all. If you look at anything you apply for, it's double-sided. When you go in law, you're never, ever, ever supposed to do anything double-sided. Ta-da! Look at your driver applications. Look at all that shit. It's never supposed. Those are always double-sided. Everything you apply for, a service, a permit, an application, you're always going to see front and back. That ain't legal. That ain't lawful at all by any stretch of the imagination. Lawful shit is done. Nothing. It's always blank on the back. Think about that. And this shit says in bold letters. It says choose the appropriate form. Bold letters where you live, and then not bold letters and then bold letters. Print a double-sided application. Why would they have that in bold? They really want to emphasize y'all better print that bitch on a double-sided application, because you don't want to send them an affidavit, because then they might be held then they might have to do what the fuck they're supposed to do. So they want a double-sided application. They don't want you to send them an affidavit. No, that will be something that's coming from a man and standing in honor and truth, and it has to be notarized, and somebody witnessed that man making these statements and pulling shit that y'all already got and putting them in front of you to say, what the fuck you talking about? Make me understand. Please respond in a certain amount of time. I would say 15 days. If you don't respond, then that shit you talking is straight bullshit and hogwash. All right. That's what I get from that. All right. So anyways, New York State requires the application to be double-sided, complete packets, and are also available at our office at 39 West Main Street, room 101, Rochester, New York, 14614. Right. In order to avoid unnecessary delays in the processing of your application, please read and follow all instructions on the packet carefully and be sure to complete all forms before your appointment. Applications must appear in person to turn in their application. The cost to apply for a PISA permit is specified in the application packet. Not only do you got to get permission, but you got to pay these motherfuckers, man. Like, what are we doing, y'all? This is why they can come on TV and say, bitch, you slapped your motherfucking husband. You slapped your fucking wife. Bitch, you can't get a firearm. And you believe it. Because of this shit, dumb shit right here. When I read this shit, this is for a person that has a 5th grade fucking education. That's how I feel when I read this. This is so stupid to me. It makes zero sense. It's not even logical when you understand the frameworks of this so-called nation, this so-called country. Doesn't even line up at all. It's not in line at all with anything. So somebody's not following something. And these low-level ass motherfuckers, man, trust me, they play this game, man, you know? All right, and then it goes reminder. And then it has a reminder in bold print. Again, print a double-sided application. Why, motherfucker? Why we got to do that? Why does it got to be double-sided? Bitch, because it's a fucking, you're applying for permission. You're not stating a claim, man. You're not stating, bitch, I'm making a claim. You know? That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. So it's not making a claim. This is how they're getting you. Then it has a list of PISA permit application from the city of Rochester resident. Then you got a PISA permit application for suburban residents. Wait a minute. So y'all separating us now? Y'all separating us now. Why does city of Rochester residents have a different, application than suburban residents? Why? Well, I know why, surface level shit is because, obviously city limits and all the other shit and this, that, and the third, but that shit is all irrelevant, right? And then it has in red letters that are bold in all caps, fingerprinting is only accepted from RPD or sheriff's office and cannot be done by Identigo or any other company. Or any other company. Wait, why? Why it's got to be done by the RPD and the sheriff's office, right? Why you got to do fingerprinting? Why do you got to give your fingerprints to get a fucking firearm? Oh, it's because if you do something, they got to have your fingerprints, all that other stuff, link it to you. That ain't fucking why, guys. That's how living ass, human being ass gives up all your fucking everything that you fucking could possibly wish for by doing that. That's what that shit is for. That's what it's for. Right? Then it goes city of Rochester applications, whatever, suburban applicants, and da-da-da. They got to go to the city of Rochester Corporation, and suburban, they got to go to Monroe County Sheriff's, right? Then they want, 3 additional references, right? Okay. References. They want 3 fucking witnesses, right? References. They can say, oh, do you know this person such as A, B, C, D? Okay. Do you know this person such as A, B, and C? Okay. Do you know this person such as A, B, C, D? It's all got to add up for them. Okay. So they can know that, okay, well, this is the motherfucker that is actually doing this. So later on, he cannot go back and say, you know what? You learned that what the fuck happened now, but you signed up for it. That's all this witnesses. Those witnesses are for them because they want you to put it on there so they can witness against you. But the reality is those witnesses actually vouch for your ass. You notice they don't tell you to get this notarized, right? Oh, what is a notary? What is a notary, guys? See? They don't tell you to go get this notarized. They don't say nothing about getting anything notarized on this bitch. They don't want it notarized, right? Then you got to do a proof of character form. Then you got to do a sample complete of proof of character form, right? But I wanted to go, this is just what they put on the front page of their paper on their PISA permit, right? On their website. I ain't even go through the first document that they even got doing. They got you doing. Right, and this is just here, and this is different in every state, every city across the fucking United States. Which that is not in line with anything, because why are they doing that? Because they can, and we allow them to do that. But if it was people, if there was thousands of people like me talking like this, they couldn't possibly do that. No matter what they try to pass, like, no, y'all can't even pass that. What the fuck are y'all doing? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Because of this tragedy over here. No. How the fuck that motherfucker got prosecuted for it, didn't they? Or they're dead and gone. What the fuck is this? Pre-crime bullshit? What the fuck is this? There's no due process here. How are you restricting something without due process? Meanwhile, Billy can go change his shit into a slit and Susie can go protrude a goddamn wee-wee. Make it make sense, man. You know? So, again, the slave mentality versus reality, right? So, okay. Let me see. All right. Okay. It's 34 pages. I ain't reading all the fucking pages, but this application process, requirements, all this other shit, like I said, serious offenses in New York State are the following defined in the penal law. Illegally using, carrying, possession of pistol or other dangerous weapons is the first one. 265.01. Possessing burglar. This is what they say, right? Listen to this shit. Right? It says serious offenses in New York State is any of, this is on their permit application, which when I read this shit, I was besides myself. Right? The first one, it says illegally using, carrying, possessing a pistol or other dangerous weapon. Right? 265.01. That's what says serious offense. Now it says, and this is under, guys. This is under the pistol permit shit from the county and the city. When they try to say, your serious offenses, because you got to get this, you got to get this to have this and carry this, right? Before that, it says, prior to submitting your non-refundable pistol permit application fee, please be aware that New York state law prohibits a pistol permit from being issued to anyone that has been involuntarily committed to a mental health facility or convicted of any felony or serious offense, period. In addition, a concealed and carry pistol permit may not be issued to anyone convicted of a driving while intoxicated, menacing, or assault. And the third, within 5 years of the date of conviction. Right then and there, right? We'll come back to that, right? A certificate of relief or certificate of good conduct may restore your rights. Call RPD License Investigations Unit with any questions. They just told you what I just told you. All your felonies, if a motherfucker, I ain't never had no fucking felony in my life. I'm not a felon. I don't do shit. Okay? But a felon can get all that shit removed off their fucking record. It says it right here. It says it right fucking here. Like what? And then also it says for somebody who has been involuntarily committed to a mental health facility. That means if somebody has mental health issues and goes to a mental health issue voluntarily, it's going to be on record, and they get a pistol permit, and then later on they try to deny it and say, hey, you got some mental health issues right here. And say, no. You say, no. I volunteered myself for that. I wanted to get help for my issues. I'm good. Isn't that what that service is for, motherfuckers? But go look up mental health gun laws. It'll blow your fucking mind because this shit is contradictory. Involuntary is what they're saying. That's a motherfucker who's fucking damn near insane, which they probably ain't going to get no fucking gun permit any goddamn way. See how they play these games with people? Because we don't know. But if you go look, you start to see like, oh shit, what the fuck? And then it says, or convicted of any felony or serious offense. Well, what the fuck's a serious offense? It all depends on what you did individually that they could determine whether, bitch, you don't need no fucking firearm because your ass is a serious detriment to the fucking community. See, they don't tell you all that. But they put it right in front of your face, man, in plain sight, like they do everything. And then said a concealed and carry permit pistol cannot be issued to anyone convicted of a while intoxicated, menacing, or third-degree assault within 5 years of the date of conviction. Well, wait, there's a time limit? Why is there a time limit? If you did something, you paid for it, it's done, it's over with, you're off probation, you're off parole, you're out of prison, whatever the fuck, you can go get that shit removed. You already did it. Why is it still there? You know? Why is it still there? And then it'll weigh on what the fuck you did, and then it'll be a fucking, it could go to a hearing, but it 100% of the time never does, because this isn't common law shit. This is administrative process. This is commercial code, UCCs, all that shit. Gun charges actually fall under United States code, which is commercial code. Okay. See, a lot of people don't understand this, don't understand none of this shit. And therefore, when they come on and say some shit, get all in a hoopla uproar. No, sorry. What's good, eyes on the audit? So, okay. But again, what I was reading, serious offenses in New York State. In New York State, the following offenses decline under penal law: illegally using, carrying, or possessing a pistol or other dangerous weapons, 26501. That's the first one. The second one is possession of burglar tools, 140.35. The next one after that is criminal possession of stolen property in the third degree, right? This is what they're telling you. If your ass had any of these offenses, bitch, you can't get a firearm weight. What is this? Don't even make any sense. They're trying to list all the serious offenses. Jostling. Motherfuckers don't even know what jostling is. Fraudulent accosting. Endangering the welfare of a child. The offenses defined in Article 235. Issuing abortional articles. Promoting prostitution in third degree. Stalking in the fourth degree. Stalking in the third degree. The offense defined in Article 130. The offense defined in Article 220. Any of the following offenses where the defendant and the person against whom the offense was committed were members of the same family or household, as defined in Subdivision 1, Section 530.11 of the Criminal Procedure Law and established pursuant to 370.15 of the Criminal Procedure Law. Assault in the third degree, menacing in the second degree, criminal obstruction of breathing or blood circulation, unlawful imprisonment. You can see why these shits, if a motherfucker is doing this shit, you know what? You went through trial, you was convicted. But another thing they don't tell you is a motherfucker that has these and pleads guilty can go back and actually get this shit off of here because they just pled guilty. There was never no trial. So they waived their due process and the right to a trial. They waived their right, but that was to waive their right just to the trial. They didn't waive their right to their natural rights under a constitution. That's what they don't tell you. Natural rights under a constitution. You know, they didn't do that. You know? So, hey, man, it just is what it is. You got to understand what they've done to us and how they did it, you know? So, again, you know, it keeps going down. It says requirements must be 21 years old. All right, can be 18-year-old if you're honorably discharged from the U.S. military, Marines, whatever. Instruction for City of Rochester, you know, complete both applications in enclosed forms, print legibly in black ink. Why in black ink? Because it's binding to you, and that's their legal processes, right? But they want you to do it double-sided, so it's really just an application, but it's enforcing, right? Fill out both copies of the pistol, revolver, license application. We cannot accept copies. Both pages must be original. Note, your reference must be signed both copies of the application with no copies. Do not sign the application in front of a clerk. Notarized. Notaries are available in our office. Think about that. Think about that. Do not sign in your front of the court clerk. Notaries are available in our office. Think about that. This is for City of Rochester residents. What did I just tell you about a notary? You can't go to a notary and then come to them. You can, but they're not going to accept that. They're going to be like, no, application, it said, do not sign in caps the application until you're in front of a clerk. Notaries are available in our office. Boom. Right then and there. And it says, fill out Department of Mental Hygiene inquiry, fill out an application questionnaire that will include request for social media information. If seeking concealed and carry permit, the additional forms must be also completed by Monroe County Training Certificate Program, Classroom Live Fire, and all that other stupid shit. Optional, fill out request for public record exemption form. Notice how they say optional. They don't really want you to do that, you know, because it says optional caps, meaning they really don't want you to. So people see it in all caps. They're like, oh, we really don't got to do that. But that says fill out a request for public records exemption form. Y'all know what that is. That's because them liberal motherfuckers know who got a firearm and who not got a firearm, right? If a language interpreter is required, okay, we don't need to read that. Make an appointment to turn in your application, Monroe County Clerk's Office, blah, blah, blah. Obtaining fingerprints and all the other shit. All right, additional information. Per the Conceal and Carry Improvement Act, what the fuck is a Conceal and Carry Improvement Act? What are they improving? Criminals don't get legal firearms. You look at the statistic of crimes done with legal firearms versus non-legal. I mean, come on, man. It shouldn't even be a question to where the fuck the problem is. At all. It shouldn't even be a question. It shouldn't even be a fucking question, guys. Shouldn't be a question. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy, man. So it says, It says, Conceal and Carry Improvement Act effective 9/1/2022. All pistol permit applications will be required to have an in-person interview with a county court judge and a licensing officer. Ain't that fucking crazy? It couldn't be me. Like I said, I want to go through this process just to be just to show and prove what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm still gonna do it. You know, it's a lot of work, you know, and I'll be busy. So it's kind of like I'll touch on it, get away from it, touch on it, get away from it. But I'm about to be back in the mood again. You know, I got a lot of other shit going on, you know, because I like to read and research every single thing and say, yeah, this don't apply to me. But right here it says, all pistol permit application will be required to have an in-person interview. Wait, the permit applications, listen to how this reads, guys. Listen to how they wrote this. Remember, this shit is written strategically by lawyers for legal processes and administrative processes, not law processes. That's how they wrote it. It says, per the Conceal and Carry Improvement Act, effective 9/1/2022, all pistol permit applications will be required to have an in-person interview with the county court judge, the licensing officer. Where the fuck does it say me? It says your application will have an in-person interview. How the fuck does a piece of paper have an in-person interview? Oh, that's because that's what's in there, not you, motherfucker. You ain't in there. Your ass is not in there. That piece of paper is in there, and they're letting you know right there, bitch, your living, breathing ass that has a right to defend itself, that has a right to bear arms, and there to uphold that shit is bringing you in on an app. Fucking, they done turned you into a fucking application again. That's what they did. That's what they're having a fucking interview with. When you go to traffic court, you ain't there, motherfucker. You're there with your license and your number. That's what the fuck is there. You don't matter. Nothing you talk about matters. You gotta, if you want to talk, you gotta get an attorney unless you have the right, you have the right knowledge. Then they're talking to you, and then it really doesn't apply to you. And then it's like, you know what? Don't come in here no more. You know what? Wait till the end. You know what? Hey, look, bye, motherfucker. You know, that's how it works. But it says it right here. Like, this is not me saying this. This is what they said. Per the Conceal and Carry Improvement Act, which is not fucking valid whatsoever, any way, shape, or form. All pistol permit applications will be required to have an in-person interview. Even if you read this and I was a fucking professor in school, I was like, this isn't proper English. What the fuck are they talking about? How the fuck is a pistol permit application going to have an in-person interview? Well, because a person is a corporation, right? with a county court judge and license officer. Now, does that mean you're going in there? Even if you do, the piece of paper is going, and that's who they're talking to, not you. You're just there, to like, play the tiddlywinks. They're looking at the application, everything you got on the motherfucker. And what they're doing is they're subliminally, spiritually, subconsciously, and physically letting you know, bitch, your lifeless ass is dead right here. We're going by what's on here. So be careful with our shit. Be careful with our gun. You better follow all of our rules because we have your body in here. But it's all on paper. Ain't that crazy? And it says, if you elect to list a gun on your permit application, the original bill of sale from the Federal Firearms License, FFL dealer, and the bill of sale from the Monroe County Clerk's Office must accompany the application. Pre-New York State SAFE Act law, which, goddamn, that came from a shooting, years ago, that was really, oh my God, somebody here locally, I couldn't believe this motherfucker, what he had. You talk about a truther, this motherfucker bust that shit wide the fuck open. And I'm like, damn, that shit makes a lot of sense because none of that shit makes sense. That was a wild ass story. But anyways, it says all private firearm sales / transfers in New York require background check of the buyer / transferee. Sales or transfers to immediate family members, i.e. spouse, domestic partner, children, and stepchild, are exempt. Wait a minute. Why the fuck are those exempt? Why are those exempt? Why does it says all private firearm sales, transfers in New York require background check from the buyer. Sales, but immediate family members are exempt. Why? Because those motherfuckers, just like in family court, they have no business in your family whatsoever at all. Anything tied to your family, they don't have no business into it. Why? How do we get in there? Well, we let them. Why is the family court service system so prevalent? Because it's a service and people apply to it. The same way when you're filling out paperwork for them motherfuckers, it's an application. There's a front and a motherfucking back. I don't use their shit. I don't use the fronts and back of their fucking applications. Hell the fuck no. You look at their application, go to your family court, it's front and back. That's why motherfuckers be in situations they be in. So anyways, for more information, visit our fucked up ass website. Anyway, unregistered pistols in your possession or out-of-state pistols must be turned into local law enforcement until your permit is issued. What? What kind of fuckery is this shit? You got to go give your shit to the state, right? If your shit ain't registered and you're out of state, this is how they get your motherfuckers on gun charges. Federal gun charges. Well, you moved it over state borders. Well, that's federal. Well, you got a gun charge now. That's how they get motherfuckers, man. Think about that. If you have an unregistered pistol, please call 911 and request to meet with the officer to surrender the pistol into their custody. You'll be given a receipt for the pistol. Why would they give you so you gave them a receipt. They give you a receipt, bitch, because you just gave it to them, man. That's a transaction. You just gave them your fucking property. They gave you a receipt. That's a transaction. Y'all just a company. Boy, I would like to see the paperwork they fill out for that motherfucker, if they do any. Good God Almighty. I could just imagine all the jewels will be right then and there. Well, the subject or A, B, and C voluntarily surrendered the permit. I would love to see that part. Like I said, when I was going through this shit, I'm like, damn, I could do a FOIA request for that information. And that shit was, come on, man, because that's where it's going to lie. They say you must turn in your shit to local fault, and they're going to give you a receipt. Well, they got to write something on what we did. What do we do? I'm telling you, the jewel is right there because they do everything under contracts and law. It'll fucking probably blow your mind. It's true. Oh, shit, I got 1%. Hold on, guys. Hold on. It'll probably blow your fucking mind, man. It truly will probably blow your mind. I want to see. That's the type of shit that I be looking for. I found out shit when I looked at the other side. Just like when they pull your car, when they were pulling people over here on the side of the roads, right? And I was on their ass, and I was like, I wanted to see these tow slips. Well, guess what they put? The car was immovable and inoperable due to plates not being valid. Respondent driver could not provide, way to remove. And they did it, but they already called them. Ain't that shit crazy? And I've even challenged these motherfuckers. I'm like, yo, I can have a tow truck here faster than y'all can. Well, no, we have to. We already called. When the call was in, we already dispatched. No, how the fuck? What? We can't not dispatch them. And I actually had that happen before years ago to a truck I had that somebody else was driving, and it had tires in the motherfucker. It had tires and like refrigerators and all kind of shit in there. They said that that they already called the tow truck driver. Luckily, the fucking motherfucker, I said, what tow truck company you called? And he told me, and I knew who they were. And I called the motherfuckers. I was like, yo, y'all, we're getting ready to make our way out there. Can y'all not come? And he's like, well, we have to get in contact with officers, let them know we're not coming because they told us that the vehicle was unregistered and, stuff like that. And I'm like, no, we got it. I was like, no, we got it. We got the dealer plate. I said, so we got it. So I was like, all right, well, I'll call them back and tell them, they need me to come. Man, you should have saw how mad the fucking state troopers were. They was madder than a motherfucker. Madder than a bitch. I said, look, I got it. They said that, no, they got mad as a bitch, kicked us off the fucking freeway fucking ramp, everything, man. I had the shit on video and posted on my old channel. Kicked us off the freeway ramp, said we're going to jail. If I didn't move back, they was gonna grab me and fucking bullrog me and do something. They came, 5 of them came full force with me and Crazy J at the time and another guy. And they were like, you guys got to get off here now. He's like, get off here, for your safety. I'm like, what? Now all of a sudden it's for our safety. And they booted us up there and them bitches made them motherfucking tow truck drivers come. But that's how they be lying. These motherfuckers are liars. So I would like to see the paperwork on the other side when a bitch turns in a firearm until pending outcome of their permit process application. I would love to see that shit because your jewel is going to sit right there. And that's how you untie their fucking shoe. Man, it's a lot, man. And this is only page 4, guys, of 34. And you see how crazy this crap is. If y'all still here, y'all see how crazy this crap is. Again, this is a slave mentality, and there's a fucking free man's mentality. I want to be free, so I look at all the possibilities of, what? Why the fuck that shit don't apply to me? Sorry. Just when I'm in the DMV the other day, right? There's 2 lines. The one line I gotta be in long as fuck. The other line empty. The one's for walk-ins. The other one's for like appointments. So I'm sitting. I'm in the line, and fucking there's a security there for what reason I don't fucking know. Whatever. They're rude, obnoxious assholes. But the security guards, they flex their little power. They're like, you waiting in line, or you got an appointment. I said, no, I'm waiting in line. Okay, stand on the other side. You think I moved? Why the fuck I gotta go stand on the other side and ain't nobody in? I'm on the because the line was wrapping around the wall on the left side, so they wanted to go on the right side. So I'm like, it wasn't even that long. It was like I made up and my son made up the little curve. He's like, yeah, could you just move? I ain't fucking moving for what? What tells me I gotta move and shift my ass over there and I'm in line any fucking way? And the people there know who's next and who's not. I don't need you to tell me some shit like that. And this is how these motherfuckers work. This is how the government has worked. This is how the government has programmed people in the lower levels to work. And they think by pointing and telling you shit, that's what it is. No, bitch. Y'all gotta show me on paper what the fuck y'all talk. I treat them how they treat us. I don't hear you. You're dead to me, motherfucker, because if y'all a dead entity, why am I listening to y'all? Show me on paper. That's where we alive at. Show me on paper. I just flip the game on them. I tell them, show me on paper. Don't talk to me. Show me on the paper. I do that with everybody. Anything that I'm dealing with. And it's some kind of issue or something arises, no. Show me on paper. Show me on paper. And that's how you got to do. You're welcome, Kimmy. That's how you got to do this. Show me on paper. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. When you show me on paper, you got me. All right, you got me. That's it. I eat it, you know. You're right. I'll do it, you know. So that's how they work. And that's how we got to think. We so used to being pointed this way and do this and fill out this and fill out that. Well, what is this shit I'm filling out? Who says I got to fill out that to do that? Think about it. And I've done this shit with the whole driving shit. And it's all voluntary. You just volunteer yourself to do the shit. Getting a license, all that. It's all fucking voluntary, you know? And then it goes into, okay, you know, the road, the people that enforce all the shit don't know none of this shit. So these are the issues you arise in, and these are the things that you would have to go through going this way. And that's why most people don't go that fucking way. You see, this is how we get to them fucking coming on saying if you slap your fucking Susie and Bob gets smacked by, you know, Susie and the vice versa and anything in between, and Susie busts Susie in the mouth and Bob bucks pole swinging Bob in the mouth, and next thing you know, you got a charge, and next thing you know, you go apply for a gun and you can't get one. This is how they get here, you know. This is how they get here. So with that, you know, I'm gonna leave it at that, man. And I just wanted to come on here and just say, yo, this man, look, keep pushing the good energy. Again, it's most likely too late for anything, and I'm still gonna keep bagging on what we should have done, and you know, shit like that. But I still got a video uploading of the MK Ultra mind control program that is supposed to be. Is it still uploading? No, I might have finally uploaded. No, it said error. They don't want this video uploaded for some fucking odd reason. It's been loading for a day. It's been loading for a day. But now it says it's got an error. So I'm going to have to try to do it again. But yeah, it just says error in uploading the video. Unbelievable. They did not, it just does not want to get on. The first one was straight copywritten. I'm like, copywriting? I'm like, I got it off a channel that isn't the right, you know. So I don't know. The channel I got it from, the fucking shit is it's still there. So I don't know. I'll figure it out. You know. But yeah. So shout out to all you guys. Again, man, you know, they're about to kick it in full gear, guys. You know, kick it in full gear. So, you know, I'm gonna leave you with my disclaimer and much love to you guys. You know, peace and love.
You